Today we are going to discuss about adjustment. The term adjustment originated from biological term adaptation. Biologists use the term adaptation strictly for physical demands of environment, but the psychologists use the term adjustment for varying condition of social or interpersonal relation in the society. Or in other words, we can say that adjustment is a balance between individual and his ever-changing environment. Different psychologists, they have given the different definition of adjustment. So first of all, according to Sheffer, adjustment is the process by which living organism maintain a balance between his needs and the circumstances that influence the satisfaction of these needs. On other hand, CV Goods define adjustment as a process of finding and adopting mode of behavior suitable to environment or change in environment. Similarly, James Dover defined adjustment as adjustment is a means of modification to meet the special conditions. And according to Gates and Jersild, adjustment is a continual process in which a person varies his behavior to produce a harmonious relationship between himself and his environment. So, by all the definition that we have discussed, according to different psychologists, it results that adjustment is nothing but it is the maintaining a good or a proper balance between individual and his immediate surrounding environment, his environment, so that he or she can make an effective adjustment everywhere. Or we can say that it is the modification of our behavior to meet out the circumstances, to meet out the situation that arises from our environment. So this is all about the adjustment. Now after that, we have the types of adjustment. Adjustment, it has the different types. So now we are going to discuss about the types of adjustment. Adjustment, it has the various types, just like personal adjustment, social adjustment, occupational adjustment, normal adjustment, abnormal adjustment, psychological adjustment, and school adjustment. Now one by one, let us discuss about the personal adjustment. Now what is this personal adjustment? Personal adjustment is the adjustment of person within himself. Personal adjustment require the harmony, the balance in the element of personality, that is balance between id, ego, superego, balance between that five senses of an individual, balance between that mind and the different traits of the personality, health, emotional adjustment, etc. So we can say that personal adjustment is the adjustment in which the individual maintain a proper balance between himself and his different aspect of his personality. And now second one is social adjustment. Now what is social adjustment? Social adjustment is the adjustment of a person with his social environment. It is the adjustment or balance or harmony with the social relationship. It includes the adjustment of individual in his family, neighborhood, school, and spouse, and his role in every social sphere or social circumstances. It is the adjustment with other everywhere. Social adjustment is correlated with social development. If an individual is developed socially, then he or she will definitely will be capable to understand every social circumstances, social situation, social problems, and will definitely make a effective balance between himself and his social circumstances or social situations. So now, after the social adjustment, we have the next adjustment, that is the occupational adjustment. As the name indicate, occupational adjustment is the adjustment, or it is a type of balance which is maintained by individual with him himself and his workplace. Yeah, we can say that workplace, that is with his occupation that he has chosen, or it is the occupational adjustment require harmony in all type of occupational roles, that is adjustment of an individual with his their superiors, higher authorities, with his colleagues, subordinates, public, and all the other person, situation, circumstances that he come across in his workplace. So occupational adjustment require harmony in all the wide variety of role changing with change of occupational status. As occupational status increases, changes, then one also need to make effective adjustment with that very changeable situations. So this is all about what occupational adjustment. So after the occupational adjustment, we have the next one, that is normal adjustment. Now normal adjustment is that type of adjustment in which a person can make a balance between himself and different environmental situation or condition. Or we can say that it is a type of adjustment which require modification in his way of behaving, so that one is capable of maintaining a balance between his needs, circumstances that influence the satisfaction of these needs. So normal adjustment is the adjustment of individual with his a different environmental condition and situation, his needs, satisfaction of needs, etc. Now after that we have abnormal adjustment. Now abnormal adjustment is that type of adjustment in which a person cannot make effective relationship with his surrounding. That is, he cannot maintain a proper balance between himself, his physical, social environment, or in other words, we can say that situation in which physical and mental balance is missed, and in that situation individual is suffering from the frustration, anxieties, worries, and tension, etc. So abnormal adjustment is that type of adjustment when one is not capable enough to maintain proper balance between himself and his different environmental situation. And after that we have psychological adjustment. Now psychological adjustment is the type of adjustment in which person is able to make harmony with his psychological factors, including development of good memory, desirable interest, good temperament, and desirable attitude. In other words, we can say that psychological processes, that is our interest, our attitude, our temperament, our good memory, etc. These are our psychological processes. So whenever one is capable of maintaining proper balance between himself and his psychological processes, that type of adjustment is called as psychological adjustment. Now last we have what? The school adjustment. Now school adjustment is that type of adjustment in which one is establishing balance with all the processes going in the school environment, including curricular activities, co-curricular activities, and all the other school routines. Just like getting most out of specific studies, activities, overcoming learning difficulties, instructional difficulties, maintaining optimum relationship between the classroom objectives and the individual outcomes, etc. So this type of adjustment is called as school adjustment. So this is all about the various type of adjustment in which we have discussed that one have to maintain a proper balance between himself and his personal needs. This type of adjustment is the personal adjustment, and whenever one is maintaining a proper balance between himself and his social sphere, that type of adjustment is called as that social adjustment. Or whenever one is maintaining a proper balance between himself and his occupation and all the required circumstances, rule, regulation, and all the person involved in his occupational sphere, that type of adjustment is called as the occupational adjustment. And a normal adjustment is that type of adjustment when one is capable of maintaining proper balance between himself and his ever changing circumstances very effectively, that is normal. Or abnormal adjustment is that type of adjustment when one is not maintaining proper balance, or effective adjustment cannot be made by individual with his circumstances, with his needs, and a situation arouse what? The tension, frustration within individual. So that is abnormal adjustment. And psychological adjustment is the adjustment of individual with his psychological processes, his attitude, his interest, his temperament, his memory, etc. And then last we have discussed about the school adjustment, whenever one is capable of maintaining a balance between himself and his all the activities going in the school environment, school rules, regulation, decorum we can say, and all the type of the activities, whether the curricular, co-curricular, maintaining the relationship with his peers, teachers, etc. This type of adjustment is called as school adjustment. Now after the type of adjustment, we will discuss about the factors that influence the adjustment. There are so many factors that affect or that influence the adjustment. So first of all, there are so many factors, just like physical health, emotional development, intellectual development, home environment, school environment, social environment, etc. These are the factors that influence the adjustment of an individual to a greater extent. So we are going to discuss about each of them one by one. So first of all, we have physical health. Now, physical health, it plays a very important role for maintaining a proper balance by individual with his ever-changing environment. If one have the sound health, then he or she can make effective adjustment everywhere, because sound health is the source of satisfaction and adjustment. Person who is physically fit can maintain proper balance between himself and his environmental circumstances or situations. Whereas if a person who have physical deformities may develop various type of complexes, frustration that may result the maladjustment. The person should be free from physical ailments like headache, ulcer, indigestion, impairment, appetite, etc. for maintaining the harmonious relationship between himself and his surrounding to meet out the environmental demands. So, if one is physically fit, he or she can make effective adjustment with his ever-changing environment. If one don't have a good health, then he or she just feel a difficulty to adapt in his ever-changing environment. Now, second one is the emotional development. Now, emotion development also play a very important role in maintaining the balance between individual and his environmental circumstances. A person who is emotionally balanced or adjustable or adjusted, that is, if and express his emotion properly in definite proportion at a definite time, may be well adjusted, while emotionally unstable condition causes mental disorder and maladjustment. So emotional development play very important role. Instability in expressing emotion, one can suffer from what? Frustration and mental disorder, and maladjustment can be arises because of improper expression of the emotion. Whereas the individual who have the proper or balanced emotional life or emotional development, he or she can make effective adjustment everywhere according to the situations. And now, next one is the intellectual development. Intellectual development also influence the adjustment to a greater extent. Intellectually developed person or individual can understand the social situation very easily as compared to that of less intellectually developed individual, and he can make effective adjustment in all the situation and may able to accept his defeats and have tendency to wear the tension, anxieties, frustration very easily, and moreover he will be quite capable of meeting the environmental demands. इन शॉर्ट हम ये कह सकते हैं कि किसी भी सिचुएशन में हम तभी इफ़ेक्टिवली अडेप्ट कर सकते हैं if we have understanding about the situation, if we have sensed the situation very well. So sensing the situation means we have a good grade of that understanding, we are good at understanding level, or we have appropriate intellectual development, or a person with appropriate intellectual development can make effective adjustment everywhere because he have the sense of or he have capability to sense the situation properly. So this is intellectual development. Intellectually sound individual can make effective adjustment everywhere. And now next is the home environment. Now home environment also play a very important role for making the adjustment by the individual in every sphere. Home environment, it should be congenial because it promotes the home adjustment, along with it relationship of the children with their family members influence their adjustment. Democratic environment, it should be provided because democratic environment provide opportunity to individual for free expression of their feelings, of their temperaments, and it play very important role in effective adjustment of individual. Or moreover, the poverty, broken homes, parental attitude, their quarrelsome, etc. These adversely affect the individual adjustment with his environment. In other words, we can say that one should provide, all the parent, they should provide a congenial environment for proper development of a child's personality. He must have the proper environment at their home so that they can, and their parents should have the positive attitude toward themselves, and it will greatly influence the adjustment of an individual. And now that after that is our school environment. And now school, it play a very important role in that development of personality of individual. Healthy environment in the school help the person to make effective adjustment in all the type of activities, whether they are the curricular activities, co-curricular activities, etc. Satisfaction of the child with behavior of classmate, teacher, faculty, head of institutes, and the method of teaching, timetable, discipline maintained in the institution greatly influence the adjustment of a child in the school. Or other hand, lack of resources, inadequate curriculum, inadequate or defective curriculum, we can say, or defective methods, favoritism by the teacher, they adversely affect the adjustment of individual. And now after the school environment, we have the next sector, that is the social environment. Everybody want to be socially accepted by the other person. If an individual follows the norms, beliefs, and the set values of the society, then he will be well adjusted, and he establish a good relationship with his family member, neighborhoods, playmates, and all the other members in the society, and behave in accordance with the social norms, customs, tradition, is called as socially adjustable. And if one is not maintaining the good relationship with the social sphere, so he or she will be called as socially not properly developed. Or we can say that one should have the proper sense of the social sphere, social circumstances, rituals, etc. And in other words, we can say that the social environment includes neighborhood, so many clubs, resources, etc. On other hand, the bad neighborhood, lack of resources in the society, clubs, playgrounds, library, etc., and class differences, moreover, and the socio-economic status, etc. These differences can create disturbance among the individual if he is not treated properly or appropriately, and if there are certain favoritism, partialities, biasness at all the level that is within his social environment, then that individual cannot make effective adjustment with his social relationships. So these are the various factors that influence the adjustment of an individual. जिसमें हमने ये डिस्कस किया कि जो सबसे पहले तो इंडिविजुअल तभी एक इफ़ेक्टिव एडजस्टमेंट बना सकता है उसके एनवायरनमेंट के साथ, और जो भी सिचुएशन अराइज होती है उनको तभी वो मीट आउट कर सकता है अगर वो फिज़िकली फिट है. फिज़िकली अगर वो फिट नहीं है तो वो एक प्रॉपर बैलेंस मेंटेन नहीं कर पाएगा अपने आप में, और उसकी जो भी सर्कमस्टांसेस अराइज हो रही हैं, सिचुएशन अराइज हो रही हैं एनवायरनमेंट में, और वो इफ़ेक्टिव बैलेंस मेंटेन करने के लिए गुड हेल्थ जो है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करती है. एंड सिमिलरली वी हैव डिस्कस दैट फिज़िकल हेल्थ के साथ साथ जो टेम्परामेंट है, एक इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट है इंडिविजुअल का, वो भी ग्रेटली इन्फ्लुएंस करता है उसकी एडजस्टमेंट को, लेवल ऑफ एडजस्टमेंट को. अगर वो प्रॉपरली अपने इमोशंस को प्रॉपर एक्सप्रेस करने की टेंडेंसी है इंडिविजुअल में, तो वो किसी भी सिचुएशन में खुद को अडेप्ट कर सकता है. और इसके साथ साथ हमने डिस्कस किया कि इंटेलेक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट है, तो इंटेलेक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट में हमने ये डिस्कस किया कि साउंड इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. साउंड इंटेलेक्चुअल इंडिकेट द गुड अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल ऑफ इंडिविजुअल. तो अगर इंडिविजुअल को किसी भी सिचुएशन की अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, उसने अंडरस्टैंड कर लिया किसी भी सिचुएशन को, सेंस कर लिया उसने किसी भी सर्कमस्टांसेस को, तो उसके लिए उस सिचुएशन में अडेप्ट करना कोई मुश्किल बात नहीं है, और वो इजीली किसी भी सिचुएशन में एक इफ़ेक्टिव बैलेंस मेंटेन कर पाता है, तो ही और शी विल बी कॉल्ड एज वेल एडजस्टेड, वेल एडजस्टेबल इंडिविजुअल. सिमिलरली द होम एनवायरनमेंट, तो होम एनवायरनमेंट भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है. इफ़ वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग द अप्रोप्रिएट एनवायरनमेंट एट होम, एक डेमोक्रेटिक एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है इंडिविजुअल को उसकी फीलिंग को एक्सप्रेस करने का, और उसको ग्रो, उसके ब्रिंगिंग प्रॉपर वे में हो रही है, पेरेंटल जो एटीट्यूड है वो अप्रोप्रिएट है, एक अप्रोप्रिएट एनवायरनमेंट वो प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं अपने बच्चे को, तो देन इंडिविजुअल जो है उसकी पर्सनालिटी पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन में ग्रूम होगी, और वो किसी भी सिचुएशन में खुद को अडेप्ट करने की कैपेबिलिटी रखेगा. बट इफ़ द इंडिविजुअल दे बिलोंग्स टू द ब्रोकन होम्स, पेरेंटल रेगुलर दैट क्वालसम or indifferent attitude of the parents, they adversely affect the adjustment of individual. And similarly, school environment की अगर हम बात करें तो school also play very important role for the proper adjustment. जो फैक्टर है इंडिविजुअल का उसको अफेक्ट करने में, तो स्कूल में भी school must have the appropriate resources, appropriate that in curriculum, adequate that methods, and ample scope of curricular as well as the co-curricular activities. Or there must be no biasness, no favoritism at all. All the students, they should be treated equally without any biasness of socio-economic status and all. तो equal behavior बच्चे को इवेलुएट कर रहे हैं, हम असेस कर रहे हैं उसकी परफॉर्मेंस के बेसिस पे प्रॉपरली और अनबाइसली, तो वो भी एक प्रॉपर एक अप्रोप्रिएट वे में उसकी एडजस्टमेंट को प्रभावित करता है. लेकिन वहीं अगर उसको हम यही बाइसनेस रखेंगे किसी भी बेसिस पे, तो कहीं ना कहीं उसकी डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली वी आर इन्फ्लुएंसिंग हिज लेवल ऑफ एडजस्टमेंट. वो इंडिविजुअल इस तरह की एडजस्टमेंट नहीं कर पाएगा, उसके बिहेवियर में एक हेटर, एक फ्रस्ट्रेशन जो है, एक एंजाइटी वर्डीज में ही वो हमेशा रहेगा, और इफेक्टिवली जो है वो अडेप्ट नहीं कर पाएगा किसी भी सिचुएशंस में. एंड देन सोशल एनवायरनमेंट में हमने डिस्कस किया कि यहाँ पे सोशल एनवायरनमेंट में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल जो है वो प्ले करता है. अगर हमारे पास एक प्रॉपर नेबरहुड है, प्लेमेट्स एप्रोप्रिएट हैं, और हमारा जो सोशल स्फीयर है वो एक प्रॉपरली सभी को अपने जो भी व्यूज़ हैं उनको एक्सप्रेस करने की पूरी फ्रीडम है, और हर एक इंडिविजुअल को इक्वल राइट्स हैं, और कोई भी सोशो इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस, कास्ट, क्रीड के बेसिस पे कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं है. तो ऑल इंडिविजुअल will live happily, and they can make effective adjustment everywhere. So this is all about the factors that influence the adjustment. So today we have discussed about the adjustment, the factors that affect the adjustment, and the types of adjustment. This is all about adjustments. Thank you.